Now, I've been gaming on a Radeon RX Vega 56 since it came out, with an Intel 4790K CPU. In my old build, I was using the Corsair Carbide tempered glass mid-tower gaming case. Overall, I was happy with the case and the spec of the machine. Now, the whole package has served me well, but of course it's long due and overall. Lately, I've been gaming more on consoles and at the TV, and this case and size just wouldn't cut it in my lounge, especially all in white. I just ordered the fastest graphics card I could get my hands on that doesn't compromise on speed and performance. And this is it. It's the MSI GeForce RTX 4070. The Ventus 2X, the OC version, and it comes with DLSS 3 and ray tracing and 12GB of GDDR6 memory. The 2X basically means it's got two fans for cooling. We're getting the Torx fan shape where the fans work together to create high pressure. Another thing to note is that this is a PCIe Express Gen 4 card, although it is backward compatible to Gen 3, so if you have an older motherboard it should be compatible with that. And it comes with 3 display ports 1.4A, which give you 4K at up to 240GHz or 8K at 60GHz with DCS and HDR. And we get one HDMI 2.1A with the same resolution and frame rate. Case wise, I've gone with the NR200P Max from Cooler Master, which comes pre-installed with a 850 watts power supply and an all-in-one liquid cooler. And of course it can easily fit any graphics card up to the 4080. I did look at quite a few reviews for the temps for this case and they all came out pretty cool. Now looks wise, I think it looks a lot better than my old Corsair case. Now it does come with a tempered glass panel in the box. I ended up sticking with the mesh panel purely for cooling purposes, which definitely cools it down by a few degrees. So considering the NR200P Max includes an AIO cooler and an 850 watts power supply, it's a great deal at $350. Now when it comes to the rest of the build, I've got the AMD 7800X3D for the CPU. I went for this because primarily this is going to be a gaming PC, and we all know by now that this gives the most grunt for a gaming PC. For the motherboard, I've got the ROG Strix B50EI gaming Wi-Fi, so this is a mid-tier mini ATX board, which is great because it's got all the features I need and keeps the price down. You get some chunky cooling for the VRMs and the SSDs. So on the back panel we've got our HDMI port, our 2 USB slots, and one of these can be used for your BIOS updating. We've got a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C port, which supports Type-C display outputs. We've got 3 USB 3.2 Gen 2 type ports, another USB 3.2 Type-C port, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, and another USB port. The antenna ports for the Wi-Fi module, the BIOS flashback button, and optical ports for audio. And we get the LED illuminated audio jacks. Now a quick mention here to the metal backplate, which is definitely welcome for board rigidity. And of course on the back we have an extra M.2 slot, which is Gen 4 by the way. So you might be thinking, why build a small gaming PC? Well, there is a number of points, but my main points are I'm constantly on the move and I like to attend LAN parties. Also, when the PC's at home, it's going to sit next to my TV and I wanted something small, minimal and out of the way, but still be powerful and able to handle the latest games. Now recently there was a lot of news about the CPU holders shipped with the boards damaging the CPUs, and as a result of that you can buy these bolt-in CPU holders, and they also help in cooling down your CPU a couple of degrees more. And fitting's a breeze, just remove the old holder and replace. Now I'm also using 32GB of DDR5 RAM, and it's their G-Skill brand without any RGB lighting, as I don't want it lighting up my living room. And really this should be enough for me, as I'm only going to be gaming on this system and the occasional video editing. For storage, I have the very fast 2TB 990 Pro from Samsung. The read-write speeds for this are amazing. Interestingly, all the parts for this PC were bought on Amazon, including the GPU and CPU, so you can truly say that this is an online PC build. Now putting it all together is pretty straightforward. However, it is a tight fit in this case, so a bit of patience is required. But because all the components and cabling are black, you can't really see anything. And it is just amazing to see how everything just fits in this case. And it's so easy to build in this case, as you can take off all the panels and get full access to all your components. Adding the SSD was straightforward as well. Just remove the heatsink, remove the protective sticker from the coolant strip, and then just simply slot in your SSD, ensuring you clip it in, and then just remove the protective sticker from the heatsink, and then just screw it in firmly over the SSD. And if you do have a large GPU, don't worry, it's pretty straightforward to get it into the case. Just mount it to the bracket and then attach the bracket to the case. This has probably been the easiest and fastest case I've ever built in. And gaming, as you'd expect, is absolutely stunning on the RTX 4070. You can ramp up all the settings on the very latest games, and you're going to get great gameplay with visually stunning graphics. As you can see here, I'm getting over 100 frames per second on Starfield with no lag or stuttering, and just check out those shadows and light effects. It really immerses you in the gameplay. And of course, in older games you're getting a massive boost, and if you are a streamer, it's going to make your live streams so much better. Now, performance wise, this card is a factory overclock variant of the RTX 4070, which means it has a higher clock speeds than the reference model. In terms of power, this card is a bit of a beast. It's got a boost clock in gaming and silent mode, which can be further increased in extreme performance mode using the MSI Center software. Now, of course, the main reason you're buying this card is for gaming, and that's great because this card also supports Nvidia Reflex, which is a technology that reduces system latency and improves responsiveness in competitive games. With Nvidia Reflex, you can react faster and aim better in fast-paced games. And that 12GB of memory runs at 21GB a second, which is plenty high enough for high-resolution gaming and content creation. This means you can connect multiple monitors and enjoy high-resolution gaming and streaming. The card also supports Nvidia's DLSS 3, which is an AI-powered technology that boosts frame rates and image quality in games. With the DLSS 3, you can play games at a higher resolutions and settings without sacrificing the performance. And of course, we also get ray tracing, which is a realistic light technique that simulates the behavior of light in the real world. Ray tracing enhances the visual effects and realism of games, making them more immersive and lifelike. Now, one of my favourite games is Doom, and I love playing it on my 40-inch gaming monitor from Aegon. It takes full advantage of the high frame rates. And the first thing you'll notice is how much smoother the game runs. The RTX 4070 is an absolute powerhouse, and it shows in the performance. The game looks incredible with ray tracing on, and the DLSS 3.1 quality makes everything look crisp and clear. The controls are responsive and precise, which is essential for a game like Doom. The RTX 4070 handles everything with ease, and we're getting consistent frame rates throughout the game. And with this setup, the graphics are stunning and the game is an absolute blast to play. Now, the great thing is this PC not only breezes through all of my top-end games, it'll handle all my multimedia needs with ease. And on top of that, multitasking with this machine is a no-brainer. It just gobbles up anything I throw at it, including any video editing I might be doing. So guys, the total cost for this build was just over $2,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but actually it's pretty good value considering the price of MacBooks these days. The main highlights for me were the NR200P Max PC case, which gives us that compact PC form that not only provides excellent airflow but also accommodates these high-end components comfortably. And of course, the real heart of the system, the RTX 4070 graphics card. It did take the majority of the budget, but with its cutting-edge technology and jaw-dropping performance, this GPU ensures that I'm experiencing the latest games in all their glory. So overall, I'm happy with the performance of this PC. It's got the graphical edge which the Macs don't possess. I wanted to build a console killing machine, and with this build I feel I've achieved that, and a whole lot more.